Hello everyone. In this playlist we will talk about solid principles. We will take principle from the 5 solid principles, okay? And we will go through the bad use case and the good use case for each principle from them, okay? Let's take an introduction about the solid principles. What is the solid principles? In software engineering and writing a clean code and maintainable code so you can fix the code easily, and a scalable code so you can extend for the code and make it large, is essential for long-term success, okay? So whenever you need changes in your code, you can make them easily without taking too much time, okay? So the solid principles are set of 5 design guidelines that help developers achieve these goals, especially in object-oriented programming. Okay? The term solid is acronym that represent 5 key principles. Each character represents a specific principle. Okay? Let's take the first one. For the character S, it acronym or stands for Single Responsibility Principle, which known as SRP. Okay, what is the Single Responsibility Principle? It is a principle a class should have only one reason to change. This principle say to you when you code, okay, your classes should have only one reason to change. You need to change something in a class, so you just have one reason to go through this class to change something, meaning it should have only one responsibility. This make every class is clear, okay? Every class have one responsibility. That's not mean you make one function inside the class, but means you make something related to each other in this class. You can make whatever functions you need, okay? But all those functions are related to the class name, okay? Or the responsibility for the class. Don't make a different responsibility in the same class. Okay, the second one, character O. It stands for OCP, Open Closed Principle. What this principle say? It says the software entities. What is mean by entities? The classes, modules, functions, and okay, should be open for extension, can be extended for them, add functionality, add new behavior to them, but closed for modification. Don't modify them. Okay, the third one, character L. It acronym for Leskov Substitution Principle, known as LSP. Okay, what this principle say? It says subtypes must be substitutable for their base types. What mean by substitutable? You can substitute the child class with the parent class without altering the correctness of the program, which means don't make it wrong. Okay, for character I, it stands for Interface Segregation Principle, also known as ISP. Okay, what this principle say? This principle say clients shouldn't be forced to depend on interfaces they don't use. Okay, so don't force your code to implement interface. This interface have many functions, you will not use them, okay? So you will put them without implementation. You will leave them empty, which is not the best practice in software engineering. Okay? For character D. Character D, dependency inversion principle, which known as DIP. Okay, what this principle say? This principle say high-level modules shouldn't depend directly on low-level modules. Okay, both should depend on abstraction. So it must exist abstraction layer between high-level module and low-level modules. Each one of them communicate with each other with this layer of abstraction. Those are the 5 solid principles in software engineering. In the next video, we will explain each concept of them, single responsibility principle. For example, we will take the bad example and the good example. Which example violate this principle and how to apply this principle in our code.